So about 5 years ago, I decided to grow horseradish for the first time, and it was super easy to grow. Now, I do live in a cooler climate here in western North Carolina, and horseradish does like the cooler temperatures. So keep that in mind if you're going to try to grow it as well wherever you live. Now, horseradish, I learned, has a lot of nutrients in it. Now, of course, you're not going to eat a whole lot of horseradish because it's so pungent, but it has a lot of electrolytes in it. I also found other things to be very helpful in researching horseradish, so I will leave some more information at the end of the video for you on that. Now, one thing I learned about horseradish is that it has a lot of nutrition in it, and it's easy to grow, but also a lot of animals prefer not to eat it because it is so pungent. You can eat the leaves, and so can animals if they want to, but they don't want to. So keep that in mind if you have a problem with rabbits or deer. Now, after about 5 or 6 years of growth, this is what my little patch of horseradish looked like. Really, I hear it's invasive, but for me, I have not really had much of a problem with it. Now, my soil is very sandy, and it just has done really well. I think I planted a little root. I put it in the ground horizontally about 6 years ago, fed it with compost once a year, and it has just done very well. So really have enjoyed having it in the yard. It even came back after a flood. We had my whole garden completely wiped out, but it came back. So this was the first year I dug it up here in 2024, and I thought I would make some prepared horseradish, and I'll share that with you guys here. I just wanted to encourage you to grow it if you can. Do keep in mind, like I said, that it can be invasive from what I've heard, but I've not experienced it myself. I've heard that once you put a horseradish somewhere, plan on having it there forever, because just the littlest piece of that root, if it's left in the soil, it'll just keep coming back. So I have no problem with that. Like, I love horseradish. So now you can plant the greens as well. If you have a little bit of the root attached, just pop that into some soil somewhere. Of course, you can always just plant the root. So as I mentioned, you can just plant some of the greens if it has a root on there, and just be mindful that you might have it there forever. So I put it here in the little square foot garden just so it would root down, and I moved it later. So anyway, so let's get started here making this prepared horseradish, and we will start by just rinsing off some of the excess dirt on there. I let it dry out just a little bit, but you can certainly do this right after you dig it up. And so I will use a vegetable peeler. We want to get off the outer skin there, and that's just going to keep it pretty so it's not all brown and nasty looking. And we'll just chop it down into manageable size pieces for the blender, and I'm using a heavy duty blender. This one is a Vitamix, and I'm using the mill attachment, so it's for like grains and that kind of thing, so it's pretty heavy duty. And I'm just giving you an estimate here, don't go exactly by this, but for about 2 cups of freshly chopped up horseradish, you can add about a half a cup of vinegar, and you can use white distilled vinegar or a rice vinegar. Even something that's clear is going to give you that nice color, but you can use any kind of vinegar that you want to. Okay, and then add about a half a teaspoon of salt. I'm just using sea salt. I don't think it really matters. Now, this is going to keep in the refrigerator for you for a long time. I would say anywhere from 3 to 6 months. Okay, will lose some of its potency after that time period. Now, what gives it that strong flavor is the mustard oil that is in it. And that is also very beneficial, though, so keep that in mind. I will leave here for you some information. You're welcome to pause it and read it if you like. Mustard oil is an anti-inflammatory, has anti-cancer properties, antimicrobial, antioxidant, and it also helps with obesity. So you can add a little bit of this to just about anything, especially if it's mayonnaise based, and it will just give it that little kick. I like to put it in my potato salad, coleslaw, dipping sauces for like chicken fingers, cocktail sauce, and then you can also just roast it with carrots and beets and other root vegetables. Okay, so you're just going to grind it up to the consistency that you want. Add a little bit more vinegar if it's too coarse, until you get it to the consistency that you like. And this is about what I like here. And just pop it in the refrigerator and use it whenever you want. So I mentioned that I would leave some more information for you on the nutrition in horseradish, and I found a really nice website that will compare the nutrients in two different foods if you want to. So I compared horseradish to oranges. Of course, we're not going to eat enough horseradish to equal the same volume as an orange, but it will give you a general idea of what you can expect to get out of just a little bit of horseradish if you start to add it to a lot of different things in your just your daily diet. So there you go. I'll leave a link to this website down below my video where you can check it out. And I was just real impressed with all the minerals in horseradish, and then it has all these wonderful medicinal properties. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a beautiful day.